yeah.
Yeah. So then we are on, Jim. So again, thank you for joining me for this little interview. Could you just say some words maybe about non-duality, about this apparent message?
Yeah. So the message comes, I would say, from a shift from knowing to unknowing. Now, to be clear, that's not a real happening. The shift from knowing to unknowing is actually the end of an illusory experience of this appearance being real, or of it happening to somebody. And the shift is from the dream reality, the dream that I'm a person, I am real with free will and choice, meaning and purpose, has a life, to simply what's happening, to this. Now, the shift doesn't really happen because there never was an individual. There never is anything but what is and isn't. So the message is simply pointing out that the illusory experience of being an individual is in a hopeless situation of looking for what can't be found. And what it's looking for is what is already. So in that sense, there is nothing for the individual in this message. There's nothing for the person. There's no recommendations, no things to do, no expectations to fulfill, no demands to complete, because there isn't anything that could bring what is about, because it is already. And that shift doesn't answer any of the individual's questions. It doesn't fulfill the individual needs. So there's no answers to what is death, what's the meaning of life, how do I find happiness? It's just the end of those questions. It's the end of the seeker. It's the end of knowing.
Yes. And that's the here it has been a great resonance with this message for since 2013.
Wow.
You know, so I've been listening to you and Tony like several hours a day for 7 years. So as you can imagine, I can say this message, you know, in I don't even have any questions, because I have heard all the answers of all the questions several times, you know.
Yeah.
But still, it's an anticipation here of I want something to happen. You know, it's I can't get rid of that anticipation of wanting something to happen.
No, you can't.
No. Okay.
Absolutely. Because you and the anticipation are the same thing.
Yeah.
And that anticipation, that longing, is actually longing for what's happening already. It's actually longing. The individual doesn't long for this. But underneath that, what's truly longed for is the end of seeking. And there is no answer that ends seeking. This is the end of seeking. Really, it could be said, there is no individual. There is no shift. There is no contracted energy. There is no seeking. There is simply this appearance, which is completely undefinable. It's anarchy.
Yeah, and that's here. 99% of the time, that's really relaxing, because it's almost the only message, the only words that in this apparent human world, it's the only message that doesn't require anything.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so it's so I think that's why I think it's so refreshing and relaxing. It's, you know, it's so freeing. It's so because
there's so much out there about me.
Yeah.
Therapy is about me being aware or becoming, you know, being integrating my emotions. Spirituality is about me becoming more aware, more conscious, a better person. And at some point, I think it's just so much about me that people can get tired of me.
Yeah. Definitely. So yeah,
and
everything
it's a relief.
is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is. So I'm running several businesses. I own a hotel. I have been working with businesses for like 20 years. I started when I was 17. So I've been really into that, and I'm still into that. I'm sitting in my hotel right now.
Yeah.
So, and I think this, it's. I just the hours I listen to you a day is just a great pause of all that, you know. But then still, as you say, everything is just happening. It's not, you know, it's not good or bad. It's nothing good or bad. It's nothing. So it's like. Like, and that's also what's so great, I think, about the message, that there's just no thing. So there's no right or wrong with anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There would only be a right or wrong, which there seems to be in the story of the individual. Because if there needed to be some sort of completion, if somehow the appearance was missing something, if somehow what was happening wasn't in some way okay as it is, that there needed to be something to fulfill it, to make it whole or complete. And that's not true. There isn't anything needed. That's only part of the dream of the individual, that something needs to happen for this to become whole. And it never does. The individual never is satisfied. Or if it is, it's only very short-lived.
Yeah. You know, the apparent me has a lot of fears for almost everything, you know, for losing money, for losing.
Yeah, but they're all the fear of death.
Yeah. Thank you. Because that's in the bottom line. That's the fear of death.
Absolutely.
And
unknowing.
Yeah.
It's the fear of death for the individual is unknowing.
Yeah.
And that's the reason it hates this message, because the message is, this is unknowing. This is death already. There's nowhere to die to. There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
Nice interview. Nice to meet you, Erlof.
The same to you. Okay. Yes. I say I have some. I prepared some questions also. So let's see here if. And I think all persons, all me's, they have a sense of lack, even though it can be underneath some layers of like building a concept of always being happy, you know.
Yeah.
But underneath that, it's for every apparent person that feels like there's a feeling of lack, isn't it?
Yeah.
No matter
There's a sense
how
of something
much,
wrong.
yeah. No matter how good childhood you may have had, how much money you have, how much love you have in your life, it's a sense of always needing something to change.
Yeah.
Always, we are always on our way to something.
That's right.
Until we're not.
Well, you're never not on your way.
Yeah.
But you die.
Yeah.
And nobody ever went anywhere.
Okay. So the message is not that there's nothing I can do, it's that there's no me.
That's right.
Okay. Fucking contraction. Oh, let the contraction go away, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Who wants it to go away?
Yeah.
Who knows it's there?
Yeah.
Wanting the contraction to go away is just the individual putting this message into a story of where it's going to find what it's looking for. This message doesn't give anything to that. It already recognizes that it's not. It's an illusion. It's an illusion that says that it knows what this is. And on top of that, it has the experience of separation and therefore the need for becoming whole, which is always in the next moment, which always is in the next instant, which is always a new experience.
Still, when you talk about this, Jim, it's like suddenly the contraction, the feeling of being separate, suddenly that disappears. And then,
when I went to Tony meetings, I knew it wasn't it, but it was like home. It was the closest I could get to home. Yep.
How many years did you go to Tony meetings before?
I can't remember.
Okay.
It was less than 7 though.
I lost that one. Okay.
It was probably about 3 months or something.
Yeah. Okay.
No, really, when the first time I heard it, I mean, it wasn't over. No. But it was clear that's it.
Yeah.
So in some ways it was over. In some ways it was recognized that that's it.
Did your occupation or job continue after the parent shift?
Yeah, well, I mean, I go around, apparently I go around talking about this now, so that wasn't happening before.
Yeah.
So that's a shift.
Yeah. Was it anything happening before, or did you have another?
Yeah, but that was before I was born. I can't remember.
No, you can't say what you were doing. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Do you have some? I have heard this so many times, Jim. And it's actually nothing to. Nothing to. I don't know what to ask even, because I know the answer. I know what answers you will give to it. I think I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Do you have any? I think it's good to have it short. To have it. Do you have any thing to say for the ending of the interview?
No.
No.
No. It's really a very, very simple message.
Mm. There's no you.
There's
no
no
thing.
you. There's no thing. There's simply what arises, and that isn't real. It's only apparent.
Yeah, what arises isn't real.
No.
Or unreal.
Totally.
Yeah. And that's impossible for the contracted sense of me to understand or to comprehend. That's impossible to comprehend.
It's never comprehended.
No.
Nobody ever comprehends it.
No.
Nobody ever gets it.
No.
It is. It can't be comprehended because it's everything. It is already. It's only the dream of the individual that says it has to be comprehended or it needs to be found or something needs to change for this to be complete. That's an illusory experience. It's not true.
Thank you very much,
thanks,
Tim,
Erlof,
for taking the time.
Yeah, very welcome.
Let's see. So then